Becky. Welcome to my channel if you're new. If you're already subscribed to me, I'm so glad you came back to visit me today. I have another prepping video for you all, and to me, I've already filmed several. I don't know if they've all gone up or not yet, so I don't know if you've seen them. But I have filmed a couple prepping videos. I know the first one I filmed was prepping for beginners. It was what to prep and where to store it. And then I know the Amazon prepping favorite basics video already went up, but there's a couple other ones I've filmed. Not sure if they've gone up or not yet, but I am adding to a prepping playlist. So any video that I make along this line of preparing is gonna be in a playlist. So I'll link it for you in the description box. So any of the videos that have already gone up, you will be able to see in this category. Today's video I think is really, hopefully gonna be helpful because a lot of people may or may not have been in the mindset that they needed to prepare anything until 2020 hit. When 2020 came and everything got crazy at the beginning of the year, you know, even things like toilet paper, you may or may not have ever thought about having a little bit extra toilet paper or a little bit of extra, you know, certain groceries that you couldn't get at the time when everything was the way that it was in 2020. So I think it changed a lot of our mindset on maybe none of us were, or most of us were not as prepared as we should have been or could have been. And if we would have been more prepared in some ways, then 2020 would have been a teeny bit easier. So going forward, I think we need to really be realistic about the possibility that something could happen, whether it's a natural disaster or a job loss or another shutdown or supply issues. Something could happen that could change what we're able to get at the grocery store or toilet paper or even gifts. I know that's a big issue with the holiday season coming up. And a lot of people are, I think, in the boat where they're like, I can't afford to go out and buy every single thing that I might need if one of those scenarios happens. Well, of course you can't, probably. Most people probably can't. There are definite ways that you can build your stockpile on a budget. Today I have 6 tips that I think will be really helpful when it comes to building a stockpile on a budget. The first tip, and this is something I would say to anybody, whether it's a normal world, like pre-2020, and you just are trying to save money on groceries, know the average prices of what you buy. It takes just a little bit of extra prep work, but tracking the prices of items that you buy on a regular basis, whether that be their regular price or the sale price, knowing those things can really help you to make smart purchases. So when you go to the grocery store, or you can even look online and find out what the regular prices of items are that you typically buy, and that way when there's a sale, you'll know, hey, this is a good time to buy. And even some sale prices are better than others. So tracking regular prices, tracking sale prices is a really great way to know the average price of something you're buying, so that when it's on sale, that is the time to go ahead and grab a few extra. And it doesn't have to be as time consuming as it sounds. You literally just write down things you buy on a regular basis and put down next to it, you know, regular price, sale price, sale price, sale price. It can be on your phone, it can be on just a little notepad you keep in your purse. But that really is the first step in saving money on groceries, no matter the year or the situation. It's the best way to keep track of sale patterns and when things are on sale. Which leads me to my next point. Shopping warehouse clubs can be a great way to save money on groceries and other items. Not all warehouse prices though are good prices. So when you go to Costco or Sam's or BJ's or wherever, and you see an item on the shelf, you get carried away by the fact that it's this huge box and it's giant and it must be a really good deal, but it's not always. So again, having that list and knowing those average regular prices and sale prices of those items that you're buying at the store, at the regular grocery store, when you go to the wholesale club and you see, okay, well, it's, you know, 55 K-cups for, you know, certain amount per cup. At the store, it's this price, here it's this price, which one's better? And so that's why knowing those prices is really important when shopping at the grocery store, but especially in a warehouse type of club, because it can be really easy to get distracted by the huge packaging and think it must be a better deal, but it's not always. And speaking of warehouse clubs, you don't always have to have your own membership. Now, I don't know the case with every single club across the country, but I know at Costco, any Costco member can bring up to 2 guests with them, where the guest does not have to have a membership. Purchasing items is exclusive to Costco members, so maybe your friend that will take you to Costco will pay for your order and let you pay them back, or you give them cash right then and they can pay for you, you know, however you want to work it out. But you personally do not have to have a Costco membership. If you have a friend or a family member that will take you as a guest, you can shop there and buy stuff there as long as your friend or family member will pay for you. and then you can pay them back. My fourth tip is to reevaluate your food choices. Now, obviously, in your daily life, you may like all the convenience foods that you can get your hands on, but when it comes to building a stockpile, typically those convenience foods are more expensive. They're convenience foods for a reason, and they're not going to be as budget friendly when you're going to get multiples of them to put in your stockpile. They're going to cost you a little bit more. So for example, at my grocery store, you know, the girls like the applesauce pouches. They prefer the pouches over just a jar of applesauce. It's the exact same product that's in the jar that's also in the pouches, or the little cups, but they for some reason prefer the pouches, but the pouches are more expensive. So if I'm gonna be stockpiling applesauce, I am not going to buy the pouches to stockpile. I'm gonna get the can, the jar, whichever one's the cheapest per ounce is the one that I'm gonna get. In our experience, that's always the jar of applesauce. So think about all the foods that you're getting. Think about the foods that you want to put in your stockpile, and if you want some ideas for things you want to start stockpiling, check out that first video that I mentioned earlier. Be thinking about the unit price of something, the price per ounce, the price per pound. That is the best way that you're going to figure out which product container is the cheapest way to get it, and that's what you're going to want to stockpile. Not the pouches that are, you know, super fun and really handy, but more expensive. You're gonna wanna stockpile whichever ones are the more inexpensive version. And again, knowing your unit prices, knowing your regular prices, your sale prices, and your unit prices takes just a little tiny bit of math, but knowing that is really the key to shopping on a budget all the time, but especially when you're trying to build a stockpile. Another example, and this is kind of a funny one, but at Whole Foods, we usually get their organic quick oats, and they come in a big container like this, and it's about, I think it's 42 ounces, and it's $5.69. So $2.16 a pound. In the bulk section, the exact same oats are $1.59 a pound. Now, am I gonna get rich on that little bit of a savings between the convenience kind of already in a container packaging versus the bulk packaging? No, but it definitely will save money to purchase it in the bulk version at Whole Foods. So break down the cost of every single item that you are wanting to add to your stockpile and decide, you know, what's the cheapest version and which one do you want to put in your stockpile. My fifth tip is to invest in a vacuum sealer. I talked about this in my Amazon prepping basics video. A vacuum sealer is a great thing to have, I think, anytime, but especially if you're working towards building a stockpile, because maybe you're buying extra meat that you want to freeze and keep fresher longer. Maybe you're buying extra pasta or rice or different types of grains that you want to make have a longer shelf life. The best way to preserve them is to keep them free from exposure to air and obviously bugs. So a vacuum sealer is a great way to do that. You don't have to spend a ton on it. Like I mentioned in that Amazon video, the vacuum sealer I have costs around $40, and of course you do have to have bags for it, but I think it's worth the money that you spend on it because it is making the food that you're using in your daily life and also in your stockpile, it's gonna make it last longer for you and preserve it. So if you're, you know, getting all these good deals and buying things that are cheaper per unit and catching things on sale, but then they're going bad, obviously that's not saving you money, that's actually wasting you money. So you've got to be smart about how and what you purchase, but also how you store it so that it will last as long as possible. My sixth tip is a little bit unconventional, but this is something I've shared in previous videos that I think is amazing, no matter whether you are trying to build a stockpile or you just want to save money at the grocery store or whenever you buy anything. Make sure, if you don't already, that you sign up for the Fetch Rewards app. It is a free app. I've had it for quite some time now, and basically anytime you purchase anything, even groceries, you scan your receipt and you earn points, and then you can turn around and use those points to get gift cards. So in this case of stockpiling, maybe you want to save all your points and get a grocery store gift card so that you can turn around and roll that reward towards more groceries. So it really is so easy. You can even earn points on purchases you make online if you link your email. You don't have to, but you definitely can, and get extra points that way. So basically you're getting free money just for buying things that you were buying anyway, just for buying groceries you were buying anyway, or gas. You know, when you go to Starbucks and get that cup of coffee, or you go to the mall and buy that outfit that you wanted, all of those purchases are just earning you free money through the Fetch Rewards app. And I actually have a code in the description box. If you want to sign up and use that link and my referral code, you'll get, I think right now it's 2,000 bonus points, but it is free to use. It's free to sign up. I have never had any issues with it at all. And I have earned so many gift cards, and you can get them for Amazon, Walmart, Starbucks, Kroger, any store you can really think of. There's a gift card option on there for, so that you can turn your reward points into basically free gift cards. So that's a really great way to kind of offset the money that you're spending at the grocery store anyway, but especially if you're spending a little extra to put towards your stockpile, you're getting that money, a little bit of that money back, that you can make your dollars go a little bit farther. So every little bit helps. So highly recommend checking out Fetch Rewards. This video is not sponsored. I love them. My mom actually got me using them. I was really hesitant because I was like, oh, I don't want another thing I have to like remember when I have a receipt. But it's super simple to take a picture of the receipt. It doesn't take that much time at all, and it's totally worth it. So highly recommend Fetch Rewards. Anytime, every time you shop, make sure you scan your receipts. And if you want to get those bonus points, make sure you use my link and my referral code in the description box. So I hope these 6 tips were helpful, because I know that a lot of talk has been, and there's been a lot of talk lately about, you know, shortages and getting a little bit of a stockpile, having a little bit of extra kind of held back. And that can be really intimidating to people who think, I don't have the extra money in my budget to pay for my normal groceries at the grocery store, especially right now with things being so overpriced. But then on top of that, thinking about stockpiling items and buying extras of them, like that just really is difficult for a lot of people. So I feel like that these tips will be helpful. I hope they were helpful. If they were, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for ways to stockpile on a budget. I would really be interested in hearing your tips and tricks. I'm sure everyone else in the comments would like to see that as well. And also let me know in the comments if there's any other prepping type videos that you would like to see. Like I said, this is a journey that we're on, so I'm kind of making them as I'm learning things, or as I'm you know, having ideas of things to share, but I could always use more suggestions if you want to leave those in the comments. Make sure you check out the playlist. There's a couple videos in there that I've already made about prepping, and that Fetch Rewards link in the description box. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.